Hi everyone, this is Alert Day Trading. The purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades. Notice any mistakes I'm making, focus on good behaviors I'm doing, and if you can learn from any of my mistakes and any of my good behaviors, that's definitely a bonus. So today I just wanted to journal my day, and if you were watching any of my previous videos, you'll notice that I'm doing some statistical analysis right now on my current strategy. And my strategy is to basically wait for a stock to break its all-time high and then wait for the first pullback, the first red candle to close, and then obviously analyze the risk to reward and make my entry from that point on. So the first trade I took today was on JD, and if you look, traded one at the 1 minute and then also the 3 minutes. So you can see here it broke above the all-time high, and then there's the pullback, and then it broke above that red candle right there, but we failed to break above this 61.28 mark for the continuation, so I ended up stopping out right here. I also took a 3-minute time frame trade, and as you can see, it barely broke above that pullback. We just didn't get the continuation we were looking for. So like I said, I'm taking statistics on this strategy, so I'm using very small size just to make sure the strategy works before I go in with my full size amount. And while I was looking at this, I was also paying attention to PDD, and it was breaking up above here, and I waited for a pullback, and we got the pullback, but it kept pulling back. So I didn't end up taking a trade on this one. And here we had you can see we broke above these highs, and we had the pullback here, and the break above there. So we did get some kind of positive trade if you had taken this entry, at least with that strategy. But I'm not using that toward my analysis since I didn't take the trade. So I didn't end up taking any trades here, but I'm happy with my trade management in terms of not getting into a trade that I shouldn't be getting into. And while this was happening, I had put an alert for UONE to alert me as it breaks above this $8 mark. Now, I must have missed the alert, so I just want to analyze this trade, and if I had followed my rules in terms of entry point, it would have been an amazing trade. I'm sure a lot of people did really well with it. Happy for them if they did. And here you can see the all-time chart. We're trading at the all-time highs. We broke above this red line here already. And then if we do a weekly chart, you'll see still at the all-time highs. And if we do a daily chart, you'll see this red line. Once we broke above this red line, you can see it just skyrocketed. So if I had been watching it, here's the break above the all-time high, here's the first red candle to close, and there's the entry. And here we're risking, so if 911 is the entry-ish, so 911, maybe 920s, then you're risking a stop loss around 817, so it's about risking $1 here, which is I think a good amount of risk. Obviously you're not going to anticipate this move, but definitely the possibilities are there, which is why we take the trade. Here's the 1 minute time frame, so that would have worked out really well. This would have been, if you're risking $1, that would have been risk to reward of 10 to 1. So obviously this is hindsight. This is looking back at a trade that already happened. But following my plan, if I took the trade, because by the time I was even aware, I was looking over here. This is when I first saw the trade. So I had missed the entry. But this gives me confidence that the next time I see a stock breaking its all-time high, just go with it. These trades happen all the time. At least I would say once a week, multiple times a week, sometimes. And you just have to put yourself in the position to be able to take a trade like this. And I see the markets as you're just kind of constantly searching for these opportunities, and if you happen to catch it, you have to take advantage of it. And I just missed it by just probably 5 minutes. I just happened to be looking at those other charts, which still falls into my strategy. It just worked out that way today. And what I'm really happy with is that even though the stock was climbing high, I wasn't chasing. I wasn't trading out of a fear of missing out. Even though I was a little annoyed that I missed the trade, I still followed my rules and didn't just jump in just because. This would have been the great entry. Now here you can see a little red candle, but what happened was the stock was halted, and it opened, and this candle probably lasted maybe 10 seconds. And so this probably would have been a good entry just because it's a red candle pullback, and a break above that would have been nice too. That would have been a good trade, but it just was happening so quickly. There was just probably no chance of getting in unless you were anticipating something like that. And here's a 3-minute time frame. That also, you had a nice into break above the high, and then the pullback, and then the break above the pullback, and you would have ended up with a nice trade. See the 5-minute. So the 5-minute, you didn't end up getting your pullback. You got this little red gray line here. I tried to stay away from the gray candles just because it's not very clear pullback for me. So maybe if the candle was bigger, if you had something like that which was gray, then that would show you that it did pull back and then we're breaking above. So in that case, I probably would trade the gray candle. And that's pretty much it. The 10-minute obviously won't have the pullback. Here we ended up getting pullbacks, and I was ready to enter the trade for continuation if it broke above these highs. If we look at the 1 minute, but you can. So this red candle would have been nice because it didn't really break below this green candle. It's really close. If we had more little consolidation, or if it was just a one red candle and we were breaking above this high. The only negative with that is that you're risking about $4 here. But as you can see, we had a run of $10. If you're going all the way to the lows over here, you're talking about $13. So risking $4 isn't totally out of the question. It's not ideal, but I think if you're managing your risk very well, it should be fine. The other thing you can do is maybe wait for the break above these highs and a pullback after that, but I think that's asking quite a bit. You can see lower volume, not as much as over here, so things just didn't work out for continuation, and I think that obviously we might see a continuation later, or I've seen in cases where the stock will even drop below these red lines here later in the day. So if it were me and I'm looking to jump back into this stock, I'm probably looking for a break above these highs and then a pullback, so that these highs act as support. So that's my analysis. I just want to make it clear I did not trade this, but I was very close. I would have if I was watching it. It did fall into my strategy, and it would have been a really nice trade. But definitely analyzing this and watching it happen gives me confidence for the next opportunity. I'm definitely happy I didn't chase it. I hope if any of you traded this stock, you managed your risk really well, just because it moved so quickly in both directions, especially with the halts, taking profits, or at least taking small manageable losses. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, just to remind you, the purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades and focus on any mistakes I'm making, and notice some good behaviors I'm doing. And so overall today I'm pleased with my performance in terms of managing my risk, following my plan for the day, and not chasing this stock, and just learning from watching. I think that's really important. So just to get you ready for the next opportunity. Alright, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.